Function checking firearms always begins with the clearing of the firearm. Today we have a magazine-fed VR-80 semi-automatic shotgun, which has many parallels with the AR-15 platform. This makes its clearing process fairly similar. We begin by removing the feed source, in this case our magazine, and cycling the action several times. I do not have a magazine in this gun, but we can physically confirm, just to be sure. Then we check the chamber, both visually and physically, before beginning our function check. For this function check, we will be going over all 8 steps in the cycle of operation. These steps define integral moments in most self-loading and automatic firearms. We will begin with feeding. Unlike more traditional shotguns which use a tubular internal magazine and lifters to feed the round, our VR-80 uses a standard box magazine. This means that we have no lifter or elevator to examine. Instead, we will watch the bolt along the forward stroke, ensuring that it is not getting slowed down, caught, or otherwise impeded by the frame. An additional measure may be to check the magazine feed lips and follower, to ensure they keep the round in a firm, slightly upward-facing position. Next is chambering and locking, which can easily be determined by listening and feeling for the interaction between the locking lug and the locking surface while pulling the bolt slightly back and forth. Listen. Next would be firing, but we will be moving on to unlocking, which was already examined in our locking test thanks to the back and forth motion. This is followed by extraction, which can be examined by watching the location of the extractor claw in motion and ensuring it is not damaged. Next is ejection. The VR-80 uses a fixed or static ejector. This means the ejector is a stationary part of the upper receiver, which does not move at all during the cycle of operation. Function checking this component is watching to see if it passes the bolt face considerably on the bolt's rear stroke. If it does so, it's working. Then we have cocking, which can be done by simply working the action and checking to see if the hammer has primed, but can also be done with far more control by hinging the upper receiver and manually working and inspecting the fire control group. This also provides our firing check. We can also take this time to dig into our trigger reset, which is the catching of our hammer immediately after cocking, to prevent the weapon from failing to cock or discharging without our wanting to. Simply squeeze the trigger and hold it, then pull the hammer all the way back until it is fully cocked, and slowly let off the trigger until the disconnector gives a prominent click. This is your reset, and many people go crazy over it. My main source, as per usual, was the textbook, but I'd be lying if I didn't say that the VR-80 manual gave me a bit more knowledge on just the specific gun. This was a short and funner video to make, so I appreciate the chance to make it. Hope you enjoyed.